Sari as she fell at the feet of her resurrected husband. What do I remember this story for? Not for Savitri's resourcefulness or resoluteness. I remember it for her selfless love and fidelity to her husband. Why? Because this is what we celebrate. Sati Savitri is the phrase we attach to this woman, a connotation that implies a woman can only wield her power in the service of a man. Millions of Indian women still fast and perform prayers for the long life of their husbands on a day that is dedicated to Savitri in the Hindu calendar. Why do we not see Savitri as a powerful woman who used her wit and perseverance to bring a human being back to life? As I write this, I wonder about the power of the stories of Vasuki, Savitri and others. Stories where women did not make a fuss, did not cross lines, did not question authority and were rewarded. There are other stories too, where they broke rules and were punished. There are stories where they were courageous, resilient and wise. Yet, we never recognize them as powerful in their own right. Like Vasuki and Savitri, women through the ages seem to have derived their power from their connection to men and have used it to serve men or the children in their lives. Powerful goddesses, Durga, Kali and Shakti, are divine energies that saved mankind from evil. Lakshmi can bring prosperity into your life or take it all away at her pleasure. But your average woman is not allowed to be a goddess. There is something fearful and even dangerous about a woman in her full power. To survive, we have had to deny our power, the Shakti energy in us. There have been times when I have felt powerless. I am a good girl from a privileged family. I was an intelligent, hard-working, confident student and felt comfortable enough to use public transport in class 12. Yet, when a rough male hand groped my body in a crowded bus, I froze. My mouth dried up and I felt a nauseous sensation that I later recognized as shame. It did not last more than a few seconds, and by the time I decided to do something, the man had merrily moved on. After that incident, I made sure that I never boarded a very crowded bus ever again, preferring to wait or walk a distance to await a ladies' special bus that ferried only females. During meetings at work, senior clients would speak to my male colleague rather than make eye contact with me. Even if I made a statement, the next question would be directed to my colleague. I would get annoyed, but never brought up the issue with anyone. It left me feeling just a little less confident as a leader. I dismissed these clients as male chauvinists, but wondered if I had somehow diminished myself. Did I not appear to be someone capable of holding a position of power? The turning point came when my 8-month-old daughter fell ill with a severe E. coli infection and had to be hospitalized. With her nanny also hospitalized for an emergency surgery, it was a harrowing time for me as I dashed and darted between the two hospitals, my office and my home, trying to hold everything together. I felt both helpless and angry. Guilt and shame drained my energy at home and at work. I quit my job and vowed never to be in such a situation again. A part of my identity as a supermom who expertly juggled work and motherhood had just collapsed. I felt like a failure. Recently, I travelled to Bengaluru on work. I always make sure that I land before 9 p.m, but my flight took off late. By the time I got out of the airport and into a cab, it was 11 p.m. I was tense throughout the ride to the hotel, and more so when the driver took a desolate road. I stayed glued to Google Maps, verifying the route throughout the journey, and was immensely relieved when we arrived at the hotel by midnight.